Hello, YouTube world, and hello to everyone there tonight on Facebook as well. We have something to cover tonight, if you will. It all started, I would say roughly back a couple of months ago. I'm not going to give you guys exact dates because I don't have that kind of time anymore. However, I do know that I said, watch out for the Arizona Cardinals in 2021. People called me nuts. They said, "Oh, what's this guy talking about?" Some of the points I brought up about Christian Kirk, about Chase Edmonds, who they say he's underrated. No, he's not. No, he's not. Had to say it. DeAndre Hopkins, one of the best wide receivers in the entire game, traded away for a box of peanuts. And now we talk about the big trade. The big signing, not even a trade, I apologize. The signing that I think a lot of people are going to be excited about, and rightfully so. The Cardinals have signed J.J. Watt to a 2-year deal. This was very much anticipated, and it's wild, if you ask me, because I think a lot of people were kind of expecting him to shop around his answers. I've heard everything from the Green Bay Packers to the Vikings. I'm telling you, as a Vikings fan, I know he wasn't coming to the Vikings. There was just no way with the Vikings' current cap situation and his fit in a 4-3 scheme. I didn't know how it would work. People called me crazy when I said, watch out for the Cardinals in 2021. That's okay. I've been called worse. I can deal with it. I'm going to start going off because I was right about this for once, and I'm never right about anything. Just ask my fiance. Okay? So I was right about the fact that not only do you have to watch out for the Cardinals, but by the way, I'll add the link in the description to that video down below. I was also right about J.J. Watt, who was going to sign with the Cardinals, because it made a lot of sense when you consider the fact that J.J. Watt was going to reignite with his former teammate, DeAndre Hopkins, or they call him Nuke Hopkins. I love that nickname, by the way. I called it. Why? Because I said, and I quote, well, maybe not an I quote, pretty close though. I said, reunite him with DeAndre Hopkins, reunite him with the young quarterback, reunite him with a young and upcoming defense, and you'll see what you can do. I'm not one really to brag. You can also ask my fiance about that. I don't really brag a whole lot, but for the one time that I get something right, you're right. I'm going to brag about this a little bit. I might not get anything right for a long time again, so I'm going to brag about this a little bit. Not only did I call it, well, I called it. There's really nothing else to really say about it, other than the fact that of what this man is going to bring to the Arizona Cardinals. I don't think it could be overstated enough because of his impact and what he brings to a team. We're not just talking about, it's not just J.J. Watt we're talking about. Of course, we talk about a guy that was a five-time Pro Bowler, a guy that already has 101 career sacks, has been injured for quite a bit throughout the last couple of years in the NFL, had 5 sacks in 2020. I get it. This is really the only year in the last 3 seasons, the last 5. This was only the second year in which he was fully healthy. So I get some of the hate, I get some of the criticism, understand it. But if J.J. Watt stays healthy, he will not only come out and ball for this defense, he's going to be a leader. I talked about it the last time on the podcast about how you got a starter on every level of the defense that is in that, superstar conversation. You talk about guys like Budda Baker. We fell in love with Budda Baker. We talked about guys like Chandler Jones. Even the Cardinals linebacking core is respectable. I mean, you guys, Jordan Hicks, I love. Devondre Campbell, love him. Go Gophers. Hassan Reddick had 12.5 sacks last year. Patrick Peterson's probably not going to be back, but that's just how that goes. But we're talking about J.J. Watt that's coming off a down year for J.J. Watt, in which he had an 85.4 PFF grade, 5 sacks, 48 total tackles is what I'm seeing here. J.J. Watt, it's because clearly he's not the same player he was. We understand that. We get all that. It's okay. That's fine. But what he's going to provide for this team moving forward, oh, my brother. Oh, I mean, it's one thing, to get J.J. Watt, but it's another thing to get him as a leader too. Again, we already talked about the Cardinals and the fact that, they got Kyler Murray who threw 26 touchdown passes at nearly 4,000 yards, also ran for 11 touchdowns. We covered the fact that Kenyon Drake nearly had 1,000 rushing yards in his own right, also had 10 rushing touchdowns. We covered the fact that Chase Edmonds had nearly 500 rushing yards, also added a rushing touchdown this year. We covered the fact that Christian Kirk had a respectable year this year. That's right, respectable year. I'm going to say it for the people in the back. This team is going to be fun to watch, and they are immediate contenders. Now, the NFC, I think, is pretty wide open. I mean, clear, the Rams are good. I think the Matt Stafford trade is going to be really interesting. I think they could win the NFC. They're dark horses to win the NFC. But because of this, the Cardinals are relevant. Again, not just because of J.J. Watt as a player, but what he brings to a locker room. This was a relatively young team in terms of leadership. Now they got J.J. Watt for his abilities on the football field, which, I mean, he can still eat now. J.J. Watt can go out there and still eat now. And you also get him as a leader in the locker room. You get him with a young quarterback. You get him with DeAndre Hopkins, a good running game. Man, what a pickup for the Cardinals. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it for the people in the back one last time. I'm going to continue to say it until I feel like people are paying attention, because it's time to admit it. The Cardinals are a dark horse, not only just a playoff team. If Cliff Kingsbury coaches the way he's supposed to, they cut down on the penalties, they figured their kicking game out. I know there's a lot of ifs, but really, there's really not when you think about it. I mean, the Vikings had kicking game issues last year and also some penalty issues as well from time to time. The Cardinals with this and a good kicker, oh man. But let me know what you guys think down below. I think of the J.J. Watt signing by the Cardinals. I love it. I think it's going to be really good for this franchise. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support we've gotten. Go out there and have a great night. You guys can make sure you guys also listen to us on YouTube, and we're going to continue doing live streams. And to submit a question, make sure you guys submit those to thesportsbp@yahoo.com. Also, check out our website at thesportsbppodcast.com. Yeah, that's our URL. And then also you can make sure you guys listen to us on Anchor and SoundCloud, I believe, or excuse me, Anchor and iTunes, rather. So have a great night. Go out there, take it easy. Tip your waitresses. But yeah, watch out for the Cardinals in 2021.